Hello everyone, Phoenix61 here. How is it going? So today's Legends video, we're going to talk a little bit about, we've talked about this quite a bit already, right? But the winter event and these, expensive ships. It's always the case, right? You can always pay a war game a ton of money if you so choose, right? But yeah, I think the Loria, I think it's a little. I mean, everyone kind of agrees it's a little bit, pricey. But there's, you got to think about it. They're making, so I'm just not going to get it, right? Like, I forget it, right? My choice. I'm gonna try and get the. I did get the Pozharsky, right? This thing, right? So, and you can get this free-ish, I would say, right? So you can, if you're doing the calendar event, you're doing the weekly missions, and the campaign, and you buy Admiralty Backing, right? You can get it, right? And then there's also the Dupli, right? So this is a French tier 5. I'm not crazy about this one, right? I'm actually disappointed it doesn't have a cool cyberpunk camo, so then I'm really less interested, right? But that one you can get quite easily and somewhat early on, right? But and then if you absolutely want the Loria, right, you're forced into buying some, probably Spectral Vault 3 crates is probably the route you would go, and you would, to get the most bang for your buck, you got to spend a lot of buck, but, this 20 crate package gets you 5,000 of the Cybercents, right? And you're looking at probably having to buy that package at least twice to get it, plus if you're doing the grind, right? But yeah. But yeah, I mean, doubloons, there is a coupon out there right now for it, right? So if you were to buy doubloons, go in and make sure you open up those coupon, unlock the coupon right now. But yeah, you're looking at, buying the, $150 to get 47,000 doubloons, so then you could buy the 20 crate package twice, and then if you're playing through the campaign and Admiralty Backing and the calendar event and the weekly missions, right? Like that's where you're going to get up to that 17,000 Cybercents, right? So these doubloon coupons in here, these are great deals, for what it is, right? Doubloons are expensive to start with, so I've never said doubloons are a great deal ever, right? But like, I guess the way you really have to think about it is, like the wargamings, they're making an array of spend options, right? And so there's enough people wanting to spend higher amounts that they create that, but there's also the lower amounts spend people such as myself, right? And so we're adding up our Cybercents here, right? So calendar event gives you 50 a day for the first 5 days each week, right? And so, and I had to step away and grab my paper notes right here. So, and then there was a free present in the store. I'm not sure if that's still an option there or not, right? But I'm pretty much sure everyone has grabbed that. But that was 500 Cybercents. And then these, in my original update video for the winter event, I didn't notice this, but the weekly assignment has 250 Cybercents each, right? Times 6 weeks, that could get you 1,500 additional ones. And then the campaign with Admiralty Backing, it shows 6,000 for me here, but it's because I've already gotten some, right? It takes away the rewards I've already gotten, but 7,500 total, right? With Admiralty Backing, right? So if you do the campaign without the Admiralty Backing, you wouldn't be able to get up to the 10,000 to get the cruiser, right? The tier 7 Russian cruiser. But with the Admiralty Backing, you can see the, Admiralty Backing's the top row here, right? You're getting an extra 450 per each time you would normally get 300. So 3,000 from the free campaign and then another 4,500 from Admiralty Backing. That's the best deal, right? 2,500 doubloons gives you 4,500 Cybercents, right? That's the best deal on Cybercents. You just have to play through the campaign, right? So just keep that in mind. But so what, people kind of say, 2,500 doubloons is around like $10 or so, whatever. And so, you know, if you get that, right, do that, right, get Admiralty Backing. I mean, if you're not a fan of cruisers, right, this may not make sense, right? But for 2,500 doubloons, you can get the defense, right, a legendary tier ship. Right now, it's a cruiser, so just keep that in mind. If you're not a fan of cruisers, right, that's where you're going to struggle. It's very much so also a British cruiser, keep in mind, right? Nice, big, easy to hit Citadel kind of situation, right? And then, you know, if you're not a fan of cruisers, you might not want the tier 7 anyway. But so I am, right? I am a fan of cruisers. I like it, the challenge of cruiser play, so to speak, right? So Pozharsky was on my radar, right? I'm like, okay, am I going to have to spend real money to get Pozharsky? And the answer is yes, a little bit, right? But you could buy Admiralty Backing, and you could eventually make it to the 10,000. Now, I have enough to get it today, because I did buy one package of the 20 crates. I do not plan on buying any more, right? So we will go into a couple of games I have highlighted here, right? So, but yeah, like, my opinion on this event is, right, skip the Loria. You know, like, it's too expensive, in my opinion, right? But there's plenty of people out there buying it, right? Like, so, and I think that's what wargaming does, right? They're always going to make an array of spend options, and there's always going to be a high option, right? But those expensive ships sink just as well as the free ships. Just keep that in mind, all right? Like, I haven't seen anything in this game, at least my opinion, right, that can't be overcome with a little bit of skillful play, right? Like commanders, specialty ships, like nothing. I'm like, I've sank them all, right? So... So yeah, so this ship is, well, I'll go through the commander build and the loadout and stuff that I have for it here. We'll play a couple games. It took me a while to get a couple of, like, good games, and then I had two good ones, and I was like, well, I don't know which two to highlight. So we're going to do both, right? So you get this somewhat similar to, like, the British destroyers, like the short duration smoke screen. You can see it only lasted me, like, maybe 30 seconds or so. But it comes back quickly, and you get, what, 5 or 6 of them to start out with, right? So I'm actually not even running fully packed on this. I'm actually going with refill station for the faster reload on this, right? But, you know, you can see, like, even with battleships, you know, sign-up's a little bit, maybe not a great example, right? It's got a lot of armor, right? So we're getting some bounces and some broken bullets, right? But, like, I'm able to do pretty chunky damage even against battleships with every salvo, right? And then it just wrecks cruisers. The AP on this is great. So I, of course, built into the AP, like, shell damage and as much as I could, right? So I'll show you the build. And I am using the new Pirate Commander that I think just went off sale, like, last week or whatever, right? So, like, from the previous update from the Pirate event, right? So you could buy it up till, like, maybe a week ago or so. So when I saw this ship, I was like, all right, maybe that's going to work well with it, right? Because I wasn't interested in the original ship that it was kind of meant to be tailored to, right? The pirate ship that it was meant to be tailored to. But then I was interested in this ship, and I was like, all right, that commander would work good, right? So I spent some doubloons on the commander as well. So my personal toll for this update is, yeah, the package of 20 crates, a commander, and then Admiralty Backing, right? So I'm like, I'm spent, I'm done, I can't, no more, right? But yeah, so Baltimore's up here, and we got the sign up on the outside, and then my teammates finish off the other cruiser. So I'm like, all right, we can maybe turn in, like, our smoke screen's going to be back pretty quick here. If we run into the sign up, we can drop smoke, right? But I'll push in towards the zone, see if we can at least spot him, see what he's doing, and then hopefully be able to cap the zone, right? Don't quite have a great angle on the Baltimore, so we'll aim a little bit high on him. And then, yeah, my biggest concern is this sign up showing up and wrecking us through the face. Oh, maybe he's behind the islands and just doesn't have a shot on us now. Yeah, Baltimore, we'll take advantage. Baltimore's looking at the Allied cruiser in front of us. Okay, there's the sign up, and he's not even looking at us, so we'll just keep pushing in. I won't even bother with smoke until somebody starts paying attention to me. Baltimore's backing up, and the sign up's kind of, you know, retreating as well anyway, so we might as well keep pushing up while we can. Yeah, somebody's got him on fire too. So we'll take advantage of the fact that he's just not looking at us, doesn't seem to care about us, and we'll just shoot. Yeah, I'm great. Hit his turrets there and did no damage. There we go. Little something. So yeah, it definitely works. I mean, the AP seems to work really great against destroyers, cruisers, and then, you know, depending on the armor scheme of battleships, we can do some pretty chunky damage to battleships as well. And you guys see some of that in the next game also, but we are up to 48,000, right? We're somewhat early on in the game. We're going to be able to get this sign-op down. Well, not us, but a teammate finishes him off, right? Belfast finishes him off. And then we'll drop our smoke here since the Baltimore is going to shoot at us. And then, of course, we were the only one spotting him. He does have radar, so we'll have to see if he pulls that out. Otherwise, I'll take advantage of the smoke for the time being, see if we can get the free cap. It's going to last exactly as long as the smoke is. It's going to take exactly as long as the smoke lasts to be able to cap the zone here. Yeah, and he radars us, so he'll probably take a shot at us here. And then, of course, we're not going to have him spotted, so he's going to have kind of free reign to shoot us. Yep, there it is. So we'll start moving up. We do have the torpedoes on this, right? You get 6-kilometer range torpedoes, fine. But you got to be careful, right? You're very much so a cruiser. Like I say this with so many of my cruiser games, right? You still got to watch your angling, right? So the safe bet here is to, I think we'll see what his health looks like here. Oh, and destroyers coming through too, right? So the safe bet here is to just angle appropriately and not try to push in, especially since he's lower on health. To try and help finish him off, right? And he's also got to worry about my teammates as well. So if he comes around the corner, he's going to eat bullets from them. But yeah, it's tempting to give up some angle to get those torpedoes off, but then you got to watch it, because then if he loads AP into your side, you're going to die, right? So so we'll keep angled and pointed towards him and just try and whittle him down. Allies took care of the destroyer, so we're good there. Yeah, and this is just going to be Blow and Steady's going to win the race on this one. We'll just keep aiming high. We're getting over pens, but that's fine. Something's better than nothing. Knocked a turret, that's great. It's less bullets flying at us. And there's our first kill. So that puts us up 67,000 damage, right? And we'll finally be able to cap this zone. And then we'll start heading in towards B cap and try and take that back. We're not even gonna have anything in range here for a little bit. Alright, 10 seconds left on the zone. And we'll go catch up to our battleship that's up in front of us up here. I always like try to like time it to, like, when you get the zone and then start moving up, and then like sometimes I've like moved up too quickly and I leave the zone right as I'm about to cap it, and it's like so frustrating. We're up 2 ships though, so we should have the win fairly easily here on this one. And then we'll check out the leaderboard real quick. And I'll jump into another game as well. And then go through the commander build, right? So I want to do a couple of games with this ship before we decide whether we like it or not, right? I'm enjoying it personally. But again, I like, you know, I like unique-ish ships, right? I like the camo on it. I like the camo on the Loria too, but it's just like, it's just too much money. It's too much money for me. So I'm like, we'll do the somewhat pre-ish route, right? Buy Admiralty Backing, play through enough of the campaign, calendar, and weekly missions, and then you're good to go. You should be able to get just enough to buy the Pozharsky. Like I said, I got it a little bit early because I did buy one set of 20 crates, so I had a 5,000 Cybercents head start here, right? So Bismarck's going to show up in range. We didn't quite make it into the B hole in time to help capture it, but here we'll do a little bit. I think we do a little bit more, get a little bit better damage situation against this Bismarck than we had against the Synop. And this is going to be another situation where I'm just going to hold on to the smoke, right? I'm not going to use the smoke unless I need it, right? So if somebody starts shooting at us, we'll trip it. And then this commander that we're using, I forget his name, but he does have a unique-ish perk, right, where the like consecutive AP shell hits you know, give you slightly more damage with the next ones, right, up to like a certain percentage. So I do notice it does seem noticeable, right, if I'm getting quite a bit of volleys on a particular enemy, that it does seem to be doing chunkier and chunkier damage just ever so slightly. But it's one of those perks. It's always kind of hard to tell until you like take it off and use something else instead. Okay, a fisted medal for the Bismarck. We will go after the Bagration. And same situation here. He's not shooting at us, so I'm holding on to the smoke. Yeah, and I feel like when I was using, you know, so we're using smokescreen appropriately, I'm not, you know, finding I'm not needing like another heal or another sonar, right? Like, so we don't get picked on as much. It's a nice little crutch. So I think the refill station, we're running refill station instead of fully packed, right? To just get quicker reloads. Yeah, we're doing great damage on him, even though he's trying to kind of angle, turn away, whatever. So we're up to, yeah, 100,000 damage now. Like, even at range, like, it's pretty good. There we go. A little bit more, and then we've got the last cruiser is coming out in front of us here. Full health Schonberg. Got the kill for the other cruiser. So we'll start heading towards Schonberg, right? This is a YOLO situation. Ram him if you have to. Last guy. See how much of his health he can donate to us. Maybe we'll try the torpedoes here too. They would pop Confederate. See if we can get angled. He just fired at the other ship, so we might be able to get angled to dump torpedoes. So we'll damage kind of the torpedo tubes here. And dump. Oh, nope, we did get rammed. 124,000 damage for that game, though. We'll take a quick peek at the leaderboard. Yeah, Andrew the Lip. I always forget that. Yeah, so that put us up at the top of the leaderboard, 3,300 XP. So that's a great score. 700,000 silver we walked away with on that one, right? So these, like, I would say those tier 6 and 7 premium cruisers I have the best, like, luck with for silver earnings, right? So jumped in a couple minutes into this game, right where we were first getting our first spots, and Tirpitz B shows up over here. So we will drop the smoke. I did get spotted, right? So I couldn't quite get away with sitting behind this island here. Something's out on our flank, but we will shoot as many bullets at the Tirpitz as we can. And we got a mines as well. That's nice and broadside to us here. We'll take advantage of that. Decent chunk. Yep. So we've got destroyer out here. I saw the smoke screen out there as well. Yep. It's further out. Got a citadel on the mines. We're gonna have to figure out what's out here. And yeah, it's a cruiser. Okay, perfect 10. Okay. We'll just excuse me. We'll have to make sure we're angled away from him. Or angled appropriately. We've got quite a bit out in front of us, so I'm gonna back up as much as I can here, so we don't have too many people shooting at us at once. There's a battleship. Okay. It's 2 citadels on the perfect 10 there. Yeah, this works great on cruisers. Our smoke screen's back. I'm going to drop it. We're going to take advantage of that. Anybody that's still spotted? Yeah, okay. Was hoping to get the rear turrets on the Connecticut too while we had the smoke going, and I'm the only one picking them up, so.
Smoke screen set.
There we go. Now at this angle we'll probably struggle to get good damage on the Connecticut, just because things are going to bounce off his turrets in the flight deck there. But we're still getting some. You kind of, with the hybrids, you kind of want to shoot them in the guts, right? Like, just I feel like the consistent way is to get, you know, right above between the hull and the flight deck. Works great. So he sent his torpedoes through the smoke screen. I'm going to try and move around. I want to be just a little bit safer, right? I want a little bit better positioning where not so many... Literally all 4 of these ships on this flank can shoot at us when we get spotted, so... La Perla Azul, right? So that's a newer ship from the recent pirate, you know, event or collaboration, whatever you want to call it, right? So, I think that's what's that, the torpedo-centric one, maybe? I always forget. The long-range torpedoes. Mines, is he going to give us any angle, or is he going to hide right in the perfect spot? We got Citadel on the cruiser. There we go, that's our 4th Citadel here. 60,000 damage, right? It's kind of a slow and steady wins the race at this point. Just need a target. Yeah, kind of like our, you know, if you keep an eye on our destroyer, right, we're struggling with spotting right now because our destroyer is just hanging out in the zone, right? Like, nothing's pushing in on him, so I would kind of prefer somebody like, you know, go out and do some spotting for your teammates, but not too many, you know, not a lot of people think of that. We all know the struggle, right? Zayton, we'll see what he does. He may try and move in on our destroyer, right? German battleship with lots of secondaries and sonar, right? It would make sense for him to push in, so maybe we can move up and help with him. If he's going to do that, looks like he might not want to. Okay. We are technically losing at this point, right? They've got both the A and B caps, and we've only managed to just somewhat hold on to C here. Alright. Z-23 takes out the battleship, so that's fine. Bye-bye, Zayton. And Mines is shooting at us, so we'll slow down, angle, and smoke. I do not need to get fire spammed by him. Alright, he's going to start moving forward. We'll see if we lead him enough here. We did not. We'll lead him a little more.
Smoke screen set. Arr. I need intelligence data. Arr.
Yeah, we're just being patient. I definitely think, ooh, there we go. Destroyer. I think if our allied destroyer didn't just kind of tuck himself behind that island back there, we'd have some spotting happening for us, and we'd be able to be working some of these ships, but it is what it is. We'll deal with it. Perfect 10's showing up behind us. We're going to try and take a shot at this Kagaru. I'm guessing he's being picked up by, yeah, radar from our allied cruiser here, so he may disappear in a second. We'll take whatever shots we got, and then we'll go back and look at Perfect 10. We'll trigger our sonar in a little bit here. I like to wait a little bit in anticipation, like depending on when he may have, you know, when that Kagaru may have sent torps, but we'll slow down. We're getting ourselves ready to just pop the smoke screen here, so that's why I'm kind of slowing down in advance. And we'll use the smoke and the sonar in case the destroyer sent torpedoes this way. And then, yeah, here's where this ship's gonna kind of shine, right? Nice broadside, perfect 10, right? Citadel hit, incapacitation, and that's gonna kind of get him in a hard place here where he got slowed down. Alright, he like damage counted. Would we give him engine damage or rudder damage? But either way, yeah. He's on the struggle bus at this point. Did we finish him off? Yep, okay. Alright, so now we can push up. See if we can get some shots on this mines. I don't want to go chasing the destroyer right now, right? Like, he's moving away from objectives. My teammates are capping the other objectives, and we have one of our cruisers is trying to, like, hunt him down, right? So, I don't want to chase somebody that's kiting away, right? That could ruin the game for us. So, we'll turn back around and play the sea cap here, because that's where the most enemies are. But yeah, we got up over 100,000 damage again, just from that perfect 10, and there's a few ships left here, so. Oh, there you found the destroyer. See if our turrets can get turned quick enough to get a shot off on him. I imagine that cruiser can get him, but we'll try. Just in case. Just in case. Yeah, he's gonna get him. Alright, fair enough. Expected that. We're kind of poorly angled to the Connecticut, but he's not paying attention to us. So this is what I'm saying. So a little bit better angle on the Connecticut now, and he's got full health still, right? So he kind of was, you know, doing his team a disservice here by not participating in the battle early on, right? Not enough anyway. And then, yeah, we're going to get decent amounts of damage against him just by shooting him in kind of the guts area. Yeah, 4,500 and 3,400 or whatever. Yeah, like almost 10,000 a salvo. That's some great damage there. And there's high caliber for us. And we'll start heading towards the cruiser, because I'm going to imagine that this guy's going to go quick. Yep. We'll push up on the mines, see if we can't get him. Yep, some bounces there. He's going to turn for us. We will get him that way then. Let's go and take me. He's choosing for us to kill him over the battleship that's in front of him, I guess. We'll see. See if we get the hits. There we go. There's the Citadel hit. Yeah, 7 Citadels there. That's pretty good for that game. We'll take a look at the leaderboard, and then, yeah, I'll go through the commander and, like, ship mods that I picked, right? So, Andrew the Lip, right, that put us at the top of the leaderboard there again as well. 3,000 XP, not quite as good as previous game. And not quite as good of a silver haul, but still really great, right? So we'll take that action. And still plowing through the campaign on this one. So yeah, this is very much so like my kind of playstyle build, right? Aiming system, propulsion mod, concealment in the third slot, and then we did dispersion and range for the last one. I think you could pick reload if you really wanted to, but yeah. And then, yeah, he's got this born ready base trait, which you can put, like, right, it's a base trait, so you have to think you could put that in other, you know, builds, right? But a bonus, each hit applies, you know, like a 0.5% more damage, right? So it's kind of awkward, but inspirations we're building into the AP shells, right? And then here we are using Piercer for more AP pen multiplier. Punch through AP shell damage and more AP pen multiplier. You see where we're going with this, right? I picked Sponge here, right? You've got sonar, right? Just use your sonar appropriately and you should be good. Fixated here for the dispersion and shell grouping. And then for the legendary perk, right? I don't even have this commander hardly upgraded all the way, right? Like, we've got a ways to go with him, but refill station for the reload, you get a little bit more range too, but when you're close to an ally. He does have this unique perk, Hit Them Hard, that has to do with, you know, if you have an observation seaplane active, but this ship doesn't have an observation seaplane, so I'm not using it, right? Was kind of tailored for you know, the pirate ship that I didn't really care enough about to get, right? So, but yeah, you could use Nikolay, right? Like you could use anybody on this, right? Just you got to keep in mind you don't have HE shells, so don't, you know, something like HE shells causing fire chance would be, you know, a wasted perk, right? So you just have to keep that in mind. Yeah, Stefan Makarov, right? Like you could go, he at least has Piercer in the first row, but then he doesn't have Punch Through, right? So yeah, so the paid commander does kind of work well with it. But like I said, it's always, you know, my opinion on this game is it's never necessary, right? So you can see, yeah, we're pretty low on the kill count. It does have the kill counter. I know some people don't like the kill counter. We're at 10 there. Right? So my first couple of games, we managed to showcase, and thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel. My icon will show up in the bottom right. You can click on that and subscribe to the channel. I really do appreciate that. That helps me out quite a bit. And then, yeah, we're doing Legends videos every day. So we will see you guys all tomorrow. Thanks again.